Well, hey there. In the mail today, I got this. Evolution Climate, a standalone game by North Star Games. Of course, this is a card game, primarily, and it is a sequel or an expansion to the game Evolution. But this one allows you to play either the basic game Evolution or the enhanced game with the climate event cards, which simulate, well, a variety of different things associated with climate change or global impact, I guess you'd say. Everything from a meteor to, I suppose, a blizzard or a volcano eruption or that type of thing. I haven't seen all of it. I looked at the back of the box. Speaking of which, look at the art on this. It's gorgeous. It's kind of got a interesting looking palette. These colors don't jump off onto the camera as good as they look in person. These reds here, or orangey reds, are very orangey red, and this is exceptionally orangey red. You can kind of get a sense of it, but it looks far better on the box than it does on here, but it looks pretty good on here too. I'll show you the back. This is the basic board that's used. I don't know exactly how this works, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. And I can see that there are everything from freezing to moderate to temperate, warm, tropical, and so on and so forth. These have some sort of impacts on your species. You are growing a species, or enhancing a species, I guess. There are a variety of cards that help you to do that, that help you to add things to your species, evolve them, so that they have a long neck and they can get food more easily than other creatures can. Or they maybe have a hard shell that protects them from carnivores. Or perhaps they can procreate faster, thereby growing the numbers in your herd or in your species. You need to get food every turn, unless you're a carnivore, in which case you need meat. So you're either a herbivore or you're a carnivore. And there's plenty of opportunity to become a carnivore, and even an opportunity to go backwards. Now, what I don't know is about these event cards here. But I can see meteor. I can't see all these. I can't read all these, but there's a variety of these as well. At least 7, maybe more. It seems like there's about 30 of them, it says. 30 event cards. There's 20 species boards. You can have more than one species. Plays 2 to 6, so each one could have up to 6 players, 20 boards. Looks like 3 in a 6-player game, and you probably only get that many. And of course, in a 4-player game, you might have as many as 5. I don't think you'd have that many, but they give you that many. You got a cool start token. That's the number. That's the player 1 token. Whoever starts each round. Bags to keep your points in, which is basically food, I believe, is how you keep your points. Whoever has the most points at the end wins. 40 wooden cubes. That keeps track of a variety of things on your board. They don't show you your board here. One thing that's missing from this is what they call the watering hole, which was basically just where you put the food. It was a central place to put the food. It was decorative. It's not really necessary for the game, but it did add a nice component, I felt. There is a PDF of that watering hole on Board Game Geeks, which I may download, take an X-Acto knife and cut out, and then glue it onto a piece of a nice cardboard, not the kind that a cardboard box is made, not corrugated, but some sort of a board, a thin board material. I know what I want. I just have to go look for it at a hobby store and then cut it with an X-Acto knife, and I'll have that watering hole. Might as well, because the rest of the game looks gorgeous. Why not? Why not do that? So let's pop this open, huh? Take a look at it. Let's see. I think I saw that it was starting to tear on the back. So let's open this up. Get it started here. Here we go. Looks like a pretty solid box. I'll give you my impressions here. I haven't played the game, so I can't tell you what I think of it yet. But I will. This is a game that, what I liked about this, why did I buy this game? Let me start with that. I bought the game First of all, because it falls into a, I'll take a look at the back again and show you. It's 2 to 6 players. I can get 6 at most. I have 4 kind of, my 3 boys and myself. My daughter could probably play, there'd be 5, and if I can convince my wife to play, and this might be a game I could, be 6. Ages 12 up, everybody meets that criteria, and 60 minutes playtime was really the key. If I can get a game to the table and play it in 60 minutes, it's really a win. A couple of my boys wouldn't mind a longer game, but one in particular doesn't like anything that goes longer than about an hour and a half or so. And we've played games that went 2 and 2.5 hours, and he was okay with it because he was involved. But once it starts going that length, it's got to be really good for him to stay involved. Otherwise, he starts to drift. So that's why I bought it. 60 minutes. The rulebook didn't look too overwhelming to me. I watched a video on how it was played, and it seemed straightforward and simple. That's why I bought the game. Now, I'll tell you, the box is really cool. Aside from looking really neat, and it does, it's got that textury type of feel to it, which I like. And let's see how it opens. Pretty easily. You get the standalone rules. There's going to be the food and stuff. This is going to be a... Oh, nice. Nice. Little scientific card. It just gives you your play turn. Pretty simple. And this is very nice material here. Right? It's glossy and thicker than normal. It's almost not quite an index card, but there's that kind of feel to it. And then these are all the cards that are in the game, I believe. Pretty sure they are. And I can read all these later on. So you get 2 of those, which you can share. If you're playing 2 players, each one gets one. If you're playing more than that, you're going to have to, like I said, share. You get a book, and it's not that daunting from what I saw. It is 16 pages, but I've got ones that are twice that. So, again, thick pages. Each card is broken out and explained how they work. Talks about the end of the game scoring. Beautiful pictures in here. This is a rule book that's going to be easy to read because there's not a lot of text. There's a lot of pictures, which is nice for someone like me. I read a lot in general, but when it comes to rule books, the less I have to read, the better. But I must admit, I like some of those really dense, complicated games. I also like a simple game that has a lot of strategy, and this one, I think, is going to fit the bill. Here are the various meats on one side, and on the other side, herbs. And there's a couple that punched out because that's what they do. So you see, one down here at the bottom fell out right when I grabbed it, and one over here on the side. So I'll pick those up. And pardon the camera shake there. I had to lean down and get it. Okay. Then you've got the board. Fairly two-sided. Why, I do not know. Perhaps I'll figure that out. And this just assembles, and it's got some beautiful artwork when it's assembled. What's the other side? Is it the same thing? 2 to 3 players, you play with this side. 4 to 6 players, you play on this side. As it says right there. Kind of cool. I love reversible boards that allow you to kind of upscale and yet still keep the same balance of the game. And what is this piece right here? Okay. We've got some pieces I'm not familiar with. I am familiar with this big piece right here, which is the... Let me move this camera like this. And move the box like this, shall we? Okay, so I'm running out of room here on the side. Stuff's in my way. Okay. A lot of cards. A lot of cards. Wooden pieces to keep track of various things. These are the boards. There are 20 of them. They're relatively thick. They can be played horizontally, or on the reverse side, they can be played vertically, whatever you choose. They're dual-sided. I prefer it like this. Somebody else may prefer it like this. Just depends on what you like. This is cool. Each player gets a separate bag. There's North Star Games on one side, and has a beautiful-looking animal on the other, and they're all different. So I like that. I like both things. This is where you put your points or your food, And it's a secret thing, so nobody knows how much anybody has until the end of the game. You don't have to hide them behind your back or anything. This is the turn marker. Probably one of the better turn markers that you'll see to indicate who the first player is. I like that. I don't know what this is here. This has got some significance. I don't know what it is. But it's a cool little piece of wood. Like half the Ten Commandments. And then the cards, which really, the artwork on these, to me, really makes, given it as a meteorite. Don't add food to the watering hole this round and for the rest of the game. You're on your own, folks. It's the Ice Age. Scavenge what you can. Forage what you can. Aren't those cool looking cards, huh? Here's another stack. So example, Cooling Frills. Prevent 3 population loss due to heat. Could be handy. And +2 body size when determining if the species can be attacked. So I know that if your body size is indicated by, you can influence that, you can grow your body size, and carnivores must be larger than your body size. So if your body size is normally a 1, and this adds 2 more, it's a 3. The carnivore would have to be at least a 3 body size to beat you, and that makes sense. So it would have to be larger to defeat you. Here's Long Neck. I mentioned this one before. Before the food cards are revealed, take 1 plant food from the food bank. Okay, so you've got a couple different things here. You've got the food bank, which is where all the food kind of stays until you determine how much food is put into the watering hole. And that's determined by each player discarding a card that has a value. So in this case, this one would be 8. So to discard, you would put 8 food pieces into the watering hole if you discarded this one. Well, why would you? You don't have to take it from the food bank if you give your creature this one. You give your species this deal. They don't have to go to the food bank anymore. They can get it from, or they don't have to go to the pond, the watering hole. They can get it from the trees up above. That not everybody can get that. So that's kind of neat. In fact, in the meteor, in the case of a meteor hitting, this one becomes really valuable because and the larger number ones usually are the better cards. You don't have to put them at the watering hole anymore because of the Ice Age, but you can still get them from the trees, apparently. At least for some amount of time. There's probably some other card that ruins that. But a lot of cards, as you can see. And then the traditional baggie or baggies. Looks like 1 baggie. Probably for the food, because everything else looks like it'll fit nicely. Not sure what these slots are for. I don't know. I guess I'll figure it out. Maybe for the cards. Maybe once you separate the cards, you can put them in here into different sections, perhaps. I don't know the answer. I'll probably watch somebody's video someplace which will tell me how to do that. Somebody someplace has shown how to store these, because clearly it seems to have more room than it needs. And I'm not sure why. It could be because there are expansions to this game, including Flight and something else, which I can't remember. It's a basic game, but I believe this has all the cards from the basic game, some of which have been changed. How about this outside? How about this box, or this inner box? Pretty nice, huh? Each side has various pictures of some of the cards. I like it. Really like the artwork. So that is Evolution Climate. I'm going to have fun playing this one. And I'm looking forward to playing this one soon. It looks like the kind of game I can get to the table quickly. Something I can explain easily and start playing right away. So I'm going to try to do that soon. Not sure how soon, but soon. Okay, guys, take care. And until the next time, this is Dean of Games saying, hope your morning, noon, or afternoon, whenever you're watching this, is a pleasant one. Take care.